Welcome back. It's a story full of twists and turns that now has one more surprise. Last week, WRAL brought you the story of Herbert Jacobson, a fireman on the USS Oklahoma who was missing in action for decades. Now, one of the last things Jacobson ever sent, an envelope that was posted from Pearl Harbor, will be heading back to his family. And it's thanks in part to a story you saw right here on WRAL. It may be empty, but Woody Walls will tell you this envelope is full of history.
And then I found this one, and I was like, oh, wow, that's really neat.
Neat because it was posted from the battleship USS Oklahoma, 83 years to the day before Walls found it in his father-in-law's stamp collection.
And I went, wow, man. I says, that's crazy. I says, this thing's going to be sunk in 2 weeks.
The Oklahoma sank on December 7th, 1941. The bombing of Pearl Harbor. 400 men died, and Walls wondered if Herbert Jacobson, the man whose stamp was visible on the bottom left corner of the envelope, was among them.
There will be a registry of this guy, somewhere, whether he made it or he didn't.
It turned out Walls wasn't the only person who'd been asking that question. When the Oklahoma sank, Jacobson, a third-class fireman, disappeared. It took more than 80 years and cutting-edge DNA technology to identify his body. In 2022, he was finally reburied at Arlington National Cemetery.
It's been an ongoing project for a long time, as long as I can go back to when I was a little boy.
WRAL sat down with Jacobson's family just last week on the anniversary of the attack.
We always, in past history, this day would remind us he's still unidentified.
And when that story was posted online, it popped up on Woody Walls' computer.
I just thought, I was like, wow, this is something his family I thought should have, even as small as it might be.
That envelope will now be heading to the Jacobson family, full of history and now full of meaning for both the family of a missing sailor and the man who found it.
I was down here by myself when I found it, and I got a little emotional, and I thought, wow, man, his parents spent the rest of their life never knowing what happened with their son.
That story, love it. Walls says he's putting the envelope in the mail tomorrow or the next day. It should arrive in Bradley McDonald's mailbox before Christmas.